And this whole, I said, that's it. Take whatever you have in your hand. As we're walking up the stairs, you're going to figure out what to do, and you're going to fix it. And so, and I'm thinking, what was I thinking? That these two guys are going to actually be able to help me and fix the problem, but I just knew that I was too freaked out to do it on my own, so I needed help. And the one guy, I swear, he's what my son and I used to call a geode head. It's like hard on the outside, and if you would break it open with a hammer, it might look really interesting on the inside, but basically it's hollow. There's nothing in there. And I hate to say that about him, but it's really true. So here are these two guys going up the stairs, making all the plans with all this stuff under their arms and whatever. And so they go over and they look at it and they're like, yep, there's a bat on the back of this turtle. Yep. I'm like, do something right now. Fix it. And they said, well, maybe you should leave. And I said, okay, but here's the deal. When I come back in here, the bat is going to be gone, the turtle is going to be alive, and everything in this apartment is going to be the way that it was supposed to be. So they kind of looked at each other like that was an unrealistic expectation. And I said, that's the deal, and you guys are going to handle it. And so I went out on the fire escape, and I listened while they banged around, and I heard kind of a squeal like a girl, but there wasn't a girl in there. And so I came back in the room, and what were they doing? They had a towel over the tub where the turtle was at. And you could see the head kind of sticking up, and they were talking while they had the towel over the tub. And they were busy arguing about what the next step was, and out comes those hot dog tongs, and I just had this really horrible vision. And meanwhile, the bump that was in the towel that's over the top of the tub starts to disappear. And I said, you guys! And I ran out of the room, and anyway, when I came back, the bat was gone. They had handled it. I didn't ask how they handled it. Everything in the apartment was intact. The turtle had stopped swimming, and if a turtle could look exhausted, it did look pretty exhausted from its little, trying to get away from the bat thing. And so, yeah. A couple days go by, and it's early in the morning again. I'm getting ready to go to work. I'm kind of a little bit hypersensitive and paranoid about, okay, now there's been multiple bats in my apartment, but I don't have air conditioning. I have to leave the windows open. And so I figured out that the reason there were so many bats appearing in our apartment is because across the street they were doing construction, and they were taking off the roof, and they were these kind of concave terracotta looking tiles where all the bats had lived for, who knows, thousands and thousands of years, and had baby bats, and their babies had babies, and so there was lots of bats everywhere, evidently. And so I was getting ready for work, and I lost my train of thought. I was getting ready for work, and I turned out the lights, turned off everything, got ready to descend the spiral staircase that went out of the attic into the rest of the house. It was this very narrow staircase that kind of wound around, and the walls were filled with like this ugly corkboard. So I opened the door to descend the staircase, and you will not believe what I saw. Yes, it was a bat, but not just one bat. That entire staircase was filled with bats attached to that corkboard. From the top of the ceiling to the floor, as many bats as you could imagine. The wall was like black, and I was frantic, because my only way to get to people to help me was down that staircase. I went out on the fire escape, and the fire escape was broken. So I didn't know what to do, so I started yelling and screaming. I was really kind of hoping there was a guy that played music at a cafe down the street. I was kind of hoping that he would come help me because he was kind of cute. But no such luck. So I kept yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling and screaming, and meanwhile, I'm late for work. There's no phone up there. This was before cell phones. I didn't know what to do. And pretty soon I heard this voice say, Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your golden hair. What's the problem? And it just so happened to be the pastor of the church next door, who thought he was being funny and didn't realize that I really was a damsel in distress, high in the tower, with no way out. And so I explained him the situation, and he came with a broom and basically swept the walls of the stairway while I hid underneath blankets. And anyway, the bats were gone. I was freaked out forever. I couldn't move away. There was nothing I could do. So I just had to deal with it. But I don't like bats. I never will like bats. They seem like rodents with wings. Yeah, I just don't like bats. And that would be why, because, you know, they tried to live with me, and I'm just not bat material. So, there you have it. Bat story! And I like Batman, and I always wanted to be Batgirl. No, actually, no, that's not true. I always wanted to be Catwoman, because she was like snarly, and she had a better costume. And those boots, man, those were kicking. And then like the whole leather thing, and well, that's it. End of story. Okay, story time's over. Bye!